Hello, my name is Emma Fawcett and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Newton Abbey, Belfast, Northern Ireland. Thank you so much for joining me today on Emma's Crafty Space. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute little bag made from Hydrangea Hill DSP, which is currently available in our spring summer catalogue. This paper is absolutely beautiful, and this little project is definitely a good way of showcasing how the lovely patterns and colours that there are in it. Then I've also teamed it up with the gorgeous Grape organza ribbon that is part of the suite too. You could then go one step further and maybe do a nice wee gift tag, but we'll talk about that later on in the tutorial. But for now, I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick out which piece of the Hydrangea Hill DSP we're going to use. I have gone for one of the bigger patterns, and also just be mindful that you obviously want one that is going to have a nice pattern on the back. So that whenever you fold over the top of the bag, then you've got like a bit of the nice pattern showing. So this is 12 by 12, but we're going to cut one of the sides. Now this paper's directional, so we want the width of the bag to be 12 inches, but we're going to just trim off a little bit of the bottom here. So the actual piece of DSP is going to measure 12 inches by 8.5. So I'm just going to take a little bit off the bottom so that I can get this down to 8.5 inches. So I'm loading this into my trimmer and I'm going to 8.5 here. Okay, so I'm just going to do 8.5. Trim that off. Now keep that because it's still quite a good piece, big piece of DSP left. So it means then you can use that maybe for a complimentary card or gift tag to go with your bag. And then I'm just getting my scoring board, and I'm going to use my bulbous end of my scoring tool because we're working with DSP. So on your long side, you're going to score at 1 inch, 5 inches, 6.5, and 10.5. Okay, I'm going to turn it. And then on the 8.5 inch side, we are going to score at 1.5 inches here. And you're going to have to, we need another 1.5 inches at the other side, but I'm just going to rotate it just in case any of my crease lines or score lines are off, and I'm scoring it at 1.5 inches. So basically you're scoring your 8-inch side at 1.5 inches top and bottom. Okay, so you can put your scoreboard away now, and you are going to lift your bone folder. So this side has my 1-inch score line. So this is the top of my bag here. So if you can imagine your 1-inch score line, keep it to the left and work at it from the left. And I'm just going to score along this top score line, which is my 1.5-inch score line. Okay. Okay, so now you can see that nice checkered pattern there. Okay, so this is the top of my bag. Now I am going to crease up all my other lines. Just whenever you're creasing it, just be mindful that you want everything to be flush along this top as well. Okay, so again, just make sure that's flush along the top. Score down. And then feeling for my other score lines here. Make sure it's flush. Okay, and then our bottom score line, which again was another 1.5 inches. Give that a good score. Okay, so I'm having a wee look here. Okay, so 1 inch to the left again, and I'm going to lift my snips, and we are going to now start with constructing our box. So I am going to snip up to the first score line, and I'm going to do a little wedge here like that. Okay, and then I'm going to wedge out all these ones here along the base. Okay, so again, up to your first score line, and wedge up again. Wedge a little bit out of this as well. Now not too much because you don't want to compromise on the strength of the bag. So you're just literally just taking a little wedge off so that everything is nice and neat when it's all folded on itself. Okay. Here as well. Little wedge. Okay, so just going to clear up all my scraps. So this is basically how our bag is going together. That is going to have tape or glue on it, and you're going to bring those two edges together. So I am going to glue this top panel down, just to give it nice clean edges. And it means that that won't lift away from the body of the bag. Okay, I'm just using the spreader end of my glue. Okay, and I'm going to put this down here. And again, you want everything just being nice clean edges. Okay, so I'm just holding this to this edge, because sometimes whenever paper is being creased, it kind of like deviates to the side a bit. So just giving it a good press with my one folder to make sure that it's all stuck nice and firmly. Okay, and then again you can go along then and just make sure all your crease lines, especially where your DSP is folded over, that it's all nice and crisp. Okay, so I'm actually going to use tape for this, only because tape just gives it that extra bit of strength. So I'm going to go down here. Remember, the Stampin Up tear tape, it's tear tape, so you don't need to get your scissors involved and get them all glued up and sticky. Take your tape off. This edge is going edge to edge here. Again, just set it down. Okay. Now the only thing is, with tear tape you don't have that time you would with wet glue to kind of move everything about. So once it's stuck, it's stuck. Okay, so the base, we are now going to put these two side panels in. And I'm just seeing where the join is. So the join's here. So this is the back of my bag. So the back of my bag's facing me. So this is the front of the bag here. So this part here is going to go in. So we're just going to add a little bit of tape here as well. Again, just tear it off. I'm just going to add a little bit of tape here, and it means then whenever this flap closes over, the tape here will stick to that bottom. That's just something I'm adding extra. You know, one piece of tape would actually hold it, but for me, I just like that little bit of extra security there. You'll have to pardon my nails at the moment. I have been enjoying the sunny weather, and I've been out working in the garden and replacing fence panels and digging everything out, and my nails are completely broken and actually quite painful at the moment, so that's why they're a bit of a mess. So in the past, I've explained in my tutorials, use your grid paper whenever you are trying to get to make sure something's square. So I just want to make sure that I'm lined up as well as I can be, and it means then if the base is lined up, as in the top of the bag in this case, then the top where we're trying to stick should be lined up too. So I'm just putting that down, and because obviously I have that extra little bit of tape, I just want it to be definitely stuck. So now you have a couple of different options for doing the closure on this bag. You can either do get cardstock and do a curled handle and do two for either side, so it looks like a shopping bag or a tote, or you can just put get the Hydrangea ribbon, which is gorgeous grape, I think, and you can just tie it around and do a nice bow, or you can pinch in the sides like that, punch two holes and thread the ribbon through. So that is another option for you. So it is quite a versatile bag in that there is more than one option for the closure of this bag. So I'm just going to tie this and see if I like it. Obviously you don't want to distort the bag itself by pulling on the ribbon too hard, so just be careful. And then obviously you can slip in wee glue dots as well, and they can help with the stability of it. I've just lost my way when I was doing that piece. I hate tying bows on camera. It's very stressful. So alternatively, do you know what, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put a bit of tape down here. This is a little hack for those who really have problems with bows. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. Stick your ribbon down, pull it taut all the way around your bag. Now you're going to need to support the opening of your bag so that you can get that ribbon taut. Okay, trying to get it in line with this check here. Stick that down there. Use scissors that aren't your snips, because your snips are for cardstock and paper. It's not for a ribbon. Okay, so you get that. And you probably already guessed it. I am now going to tie a bow. A bit less stressful. Okay, and just play about with it until you get it the shape that you want it. That organza ribbon, as lovely as it is, I actually find it quite hard to work with just because it's so flimsy. There's not a lot of structure to it. Okay, and then a little glue dot there, and stick that down to the front. Stick it there, and then place your bow. And then now you can have a bit of a play about with it and get it the right shape that you want it to be. So that tail needs trimmed off there. And that is this little bag finished. Hopefully you've enjoyed the tutorial, and I've really shown you how easy it is to make cute little bags using Stampin' Up's beautiful DSPs. They really do have some stunning DSP on offer at the moment in their catalogues, and these little bags and projects like this really showcase it really well. I will put a list of all the items that I've used in the description, and there's also a link to my online store there if you need any of the supplies and you don't have a demonstrator of your own. I'll be delighted to order them for you. Thank you so much for joining me and for your support. Take care. Bye bye.